Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. It's Thursday, which means we have a brand new online time trial to tackle, and this time it's one of my favourites in rather quite a while, mainly because of the entire theme around this one. So without further ado, we'll head straight into it and have a quick overview of GT7's latest 2 million credit attempt. So if we dive into the sport mode and go over to the online time trial, we still have 3 up at the minute. We still obviously have the current, I guess, event one, which is for the GT movie. However, in the middle, we do have a new one featuring Goodwood Motor Circuit and the Aston Martin DB5 from 1964, or more commonly known as that insanely stunning car that was once featured in a few James Bond movies. Now, if we have a look at the details, as you can see, it is on Goodwood. It's using the sports hards, wide bodies prohibited. We've got a set car and a set BOP, which is currently set at mid speed. Car settings are specified. There is a light shortcut penalty, so it won't invalidate you as soon as you go off track. It is all penalty based, meaning that you can probably quite often abuse some of the track limits here. So we're going to go ahead and purchase a set of sports hard tyres for our Aston Martin DB5, a car that I very rarely use, to be quite honest, and we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it. So let's have a quick overview and a quick chat about this event as a whole. So we're obviously using one of the most iconic movie cars of all time, the Aston Martin DB5, which instantly gives this online time trial a lot of credibility. We're also running around Goodwood Motor Circuit. Now, I know this track is a very kind of hit or miss track with the community, but for me personally, I just love it for its revival culture of kind of keeping those classic cars alive. Obviously, there is a ton of footage all over the internet and on YouTube of essentially some of the most beautiful and historic cars of all time racing around this circuit. Now, it's not the easiest circuit. It's a rather simplistic looking layout, but again, it's very much catered towards classic racing. There's wide open runoff areas, there's grass either side of you, and if you catch that, well, you're not in for a very good time at all. Now, I did struggle rather quite a bit. Mainly 2 sections to look out for are turn 1, which kind of sort of loops around on itself, so I don't know if it's kind of classed as 2 corners or just a single one. It's rather quite an awkward one to get right. Everyone I've kind of raced with say that they just absolutely hate turn 1. And then you've got this section just before the sort of right left to finish you off, where it sort of goes right and then kind of tightens up into another right hander that again you need a really good angle to get a ton of time off. Now, I'm definitely no expert around Goodwood. I just absolutely enjoy throwing the car around. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of my current fastest lap, which I'll try and improve throughout the next couple of weeks. So this is just a basic overview of what to expect. So my fastest lap was a 1:26.325. So this is the first part where you're probably going to start struggling or either make up a lot of time or kind of lose a lot of time. It's really quite an awkward corner to get right. If you get it wrong, you can guarantee you're going to run all the way off into those barriers, or you're going to end up caught on the grass and ended up doing a bit of lawn mowing, and then you're going to get kind of stuck and completely ruin your time. Now, this section through here is much quicker than you actually think. You will need to apply your brakes, but probably not as much as you actually think. I'd recommend just keeping it in higher gears than you naturally would expect to. Doing this allowed me to get through that section much quicker. You're then going to have a bit of an uphill before this right-hander. Again, it can kind of catch you off guard if you don't get it right. I recommend looking for the 50 board here, getting it in 3rd gear, and then just trying to get a decent angle to get a great run all the way up this long straight that feels like it goes on for absolutely ever. Now, this is one of the fastest sections of the track and where you're going to be hitting the kind of most high speed. If you do get a penalty though, like you've just seen, that is where the penalty line is, and that will cost you a ton of time. Now, into the next section I quite struggle with. As you can see, it's a right-hander into a more tighter right-hander, meaning that we're trying to, get the car in as quick as possible and then slow it back down before heading right-left and then back over the finish line. I don't actually find that section too difficult. As long as you get your angle right and you keep it clean, you'll avoid the grass on the right hand side where it's rather quite bumpy and will probably pop your car up on a couple of wheels if you're not too careful. Now, at the time of making this video, I was in 5th place. That's probably changed, and again, there's a ton of time to find currently in this time trial, so this is definitely not set in stone, and I can definitely go much quicker, and I'm assuming that the leaderboard will be in the 1:25 123s to 125s on average for a gold possibly. So overall we are on a tough little circuit here with Goodwood. Again, it's kind of hit or miss for a lot of people. You may love it, you may hate it. Like I said, personally for me, just because of its revival culture and keeping the classics alive, I absolutely have a ton of love for this little motor circuit, and I absolutely love the flow of it. Once you start nailing it down, Goodwood almost becomes, you know, alive once again, and it is a real good time. Obviously using one of the most beautiful cars to ever roll out of any manufacturer's garage, that being the Aston Martin DB5, or as a lot of people know it from, obviously the James Bond movie car, which is absolutely fantastic to see a classic retro, very much loved car getting as much love as it does here with this time trial for the next 2 weeks. So let me know what you think of this latest online time trial. Personally for me, I'm going to be enjoying this one. Yes, it's probably not the most in-your-face one. We've had the likes of Group 2s. We've obviously had the Red Bull Junior at Spa in the wet. There's nothing like that here. It just seems like a good, you know, good time really of just throwing around a beautiful classic car around one of the best sort of classic car circuits ever made, and the culture around this circuit and what this circuit stands for just makes it even cooler to be throwing this little Aston Martin around. That's going to be it from me for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in the next one. Take care guys, peace.